Hey everyone, it's your Wednesday host, Jody for FTRealM. I hope everyone's having a good week. Sorry I'm getting this video up late. I had to take an exam pretty much all day, and so I am finally able to relax and collect my thoughts on this week's topic, which is trans individuals or gender non-conforming individuals in the media. So I want to start off by naming some of these individuals that we probably all recognize, and they're in no particular order besides the ones that identify as transgender and then the ones that identify as gender non-conforming. And so these individuals in the media that come to mind is like Chaz Bono, Laverne Cox, Aidan Dowling as the most recent. And then we have gender non-conforming individuals such as Ruby Rose, Jaden Smith, and Miley Cyrus. I wanted to include these individuals because, one, they are paving the way for so much more transgender and gender non-conforming individuals to be represented in the media, and allowing trans identifying individuals and gender non-conforming individuals to actually authentically represent themselves in the media. And it's just phenomenal. I am so happy, and there's tons more that I am not listing, but this is phenomenal work, and it's such a great improvement from where we have come. We've come really far in our ideas about gender identity, and how this all plays out in our everyday life, even in the media. And so I think of this progression as what has happened to make this happen. And so it's like more along my educational, sociological brain, as you will, kind of take on this. And so how I look at it is that first we didn't have any transgender identifying individuals or gender non-conforming individuals long time ago. Like, this is way before today, obviously. And then we kind of see this introduction of trans identifying individuals and gender non-conforming individuals in the media, like around the 90s, early 2000s, I want to say, is when this all started coming about. In the time frame that's coming to my mind. It probably started sooner, but like in the media, this is when I am recollecting this happening. And then what happens within the last 5 to 8 years, I want to say, is that you have actors, like cisgender actors and actresses, wanting to positively represent the transgender community and gender non-conforming community as authentically as they possibly can. So two people that really come to mind that are doing and have done a phenomenal job is Jared Leto when he played the transgender woman in the Dallas Buyers Club. And what really impressed me about him is that he wanted that role. He didn't try out for any other role. He didn't get that because he didn't get like some awesome part. Like, he wanted to do that role. And I feel that shows like this progression in individual minds and understanding to as much as their ability and providing that support. And so I think that this paved the way for Laverne Cox, Aidan Dowling, and Ruby Rose, Jaden Smith, and Miley Cyrus to all be able to be like, this is who I am, this is me, this is my life, this is everything that I encompass, and this one part of me is not my entire identity, but it's a big part of my identity. And so another person that comes to mind, as far as my knowledge, is that Jeffrey Tabor. He plays the main character of Transparent, and I think it's Moira something. I haven't actually seen Transparent because I'm not on Amazon, and so I'm pretty sure he plays the individual in there. And as far as my knowledge goes, is that he wanted that role as well. Like, he didn't try out for any other role. He wanted to play like this lead role as a transgender woman, and that's just amazing. And to see what generation he's coming from, which is like my mom's generation of like the baby boomers, just shows how far we have come in this progression of understanding gender and gender identity, and how we're not as rigid as we once thought that we were, that everything is so much more complicated and so much more kind of broad or fluid or on a spectrum of like male, female, masculinity, femininity. And so with that being said, what I feel, or how I think that this is all going to play out, is that we're going to see these positive influences and the cisgender community kind of coming together and allowing trans individuals to portray themselves completely in the media and the transgender community's voice is being heard more in the media, and I think we already see that happening, and then the progression from there is once it's there, it's in people's ears, people are more understanding, they're more knowledgeable about the transgender community and gender non-conforming individuals, and they're together in the same group, but I'm kind of talking about them separately, is that eventually it's not going to be a big deal. Like, everyone's going to go, okay, cool, whatever. And that these pronouns, especially in regard to gender non-conforming individuals, like using they, them, their, is just going to become more natural. People are going to be less weird about interacting with people that are transgender individuals or even gender non-conforming individuals, because the gray is no longer going to be the gray area. Like, it's just going to be there and in a positive space and light, and I just see so much positivity as long as I do see that there is a negative side, but I'm not foreseeing what's going to happen on the negative side because I really don't care. I want to be positive. I think that these changes are amazing, and I'm going to end it here, and I hope that everyone has a good rest of your night, and if you have any questions for me or comments just in general on any information, go ahead and send them down below, and I will see you guys next Wednesday, alright? Peace.